Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's right. That was Michael Jackson. I was surprised that YouTube has a policy on this song. Viewable worldwide. So there you go. Billie Jean by Michael Jackson. Ooh, man. Derek. Oh, man. Dude, that whole situation is just. Ugh. I know, like, half of my viewers don't watch American football, so they have no idea what's going on, but they tolerate it when I talk about it. But dude, I gotta tell you, man. That's I mean, he's had a roughing the passer call on him every game this season, every single game, and I look at these tackles and I'm like, dude, come on, what do you want? I mean, I think Tony Dungy put it best when he said, if they're making the calls, they're making it within the guidelines of the rule as it's written. The problem is the rule is way too strict. It's way too strict. I mean, just, I mean, how exactly, I mean, when the game is going, I mean, because the game is fast. I mean, I played football when I was younger, and I got to tell you, the game, even then, when you're playing like in little leagues and high school and stuff, the game is pretty fast. In the NFL, it's even faster. And when things are like boom, 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 I mean, it just happens. I mean, I thought two of the three were bad calls. I really do. It was just terrible. It was one of them essentially, threw the game. It really did. It's sad. I understand they want to protect the quarterback, but come on, man. I mean, it's football. They're gonna get, they're gonna get trounced every now and then. That's just, it's part of the game. I hate to say it, but it is, man. Well, you can take them to the ground, but the problem that they say with both of the tackles that were suspicious, is that they claim that he landed on the quarterback with all of his body weight, which is not true. But yeah, it's dumb. I mean, now if somebody went in there and purposely pancaked themselves onto the quarterback, that I can get. I'll give you that call. But I looked at those plays and I just did not see. Yeah, he purposely tried to move to the side so that he wouldn't fall directly on the quarterback. I mean, when you tackle somebody like that, you're gonna put some of your weight on them. That's just how it is. But he tried his best to avoid that, and I think it's just going to keep happening. It's just going to keep happening, and eventually somebody's going to have to say something, because I mean, some of these calls are turning games. But that aside, today, you all know what today is, right? That's right. It's a Monday, which means most people are at work. Why are you all not at work? I'm kidding. Yeah, it's Monday, and that is Meta Monday for Duel Links players. So that means that, yes, we are going to duel with any deck we want. You don't have to play with meta deck. You can if you want, though. Everything goes here today. You can run your Yubel decks and your Masked Heroes and your Amazons and all that other good stuff. Oh, man, I apologize. I'm yawning. I don't get it. I've been up for a while, too. Why am I yawning? Anyways, oh, man. But tomorrow, or actually not tomorrow, tomorrow. But essentially in a few hours from now, man, 5Ds. Can you believe it? We've been talking about 5Ds for months, and tomorrow's the day. It's finally happening. It's going to be interesting. I fully expect, I mean, and I'm not trying to curse the game or anything, but I fully expect that something's going to go wrong. Like, they're going to roll it out. I'm sure they've tested it. Don't get me wrong. They've tested as much as they can. But it's one thing to test in a controlled environment with, like, say, 20 testers, and it's completely different when you roll it out to 1 million players. So Yeah, something's gonna go wrong. So I assure you guys, if we load up the game tomorrow, when 5Ds finally hits, which for me is going to be like at 2:30. Well, actually, they put the time in here. Hold on, where is it? Maintenance notice. Let's see. Yeah. But, ooh, wow. That's a little later than I thought it would be, or a little longer. Okay, so it starts at 11 o'clock tonight for me, which is 11 p.m. at night, and it ends at 2:30 a.m. for me. So I guess adjust your clocks. However, I'm in Central Time, so however whatever times that adjusts for you. So yeah, it's going to be a nice long maintenance, but still, I'm pretty certain that something's going to go wrong. I don't know if it's going to be immediate, but I fully expect this patch to roll out, and then things are going to happen during the day while people are playing, and then tomorrow night we're going to get another maintenance. Not only are we going to have maintenance tonight, but we're going to have more maintenance tomorrow night. I just have this feeling. It's not announced, but that's just how these patches work. Huge patches like this, because this is essentially an expansion for the game. So when expansions this large hit, there are always problems. It's just the nature of the beast. So yeah, we're going to have the big maintenance tonight. People are going to report things that are going wrong with them tomorrow, and then tomorrow night we're going to have another maintenance. I don't know how long it's going to be. It could be just an hour, maybe just a couple of little fixes here and there, or I don't know. But I just have this feeling there's going to be another maintenance. If I'm wrong, great. Then that means we don't have to worry about downtime. But if I'm not wrong, well, there you go. That's just my expectation. Do you watch the anime? I have watched some of them, yes. I watched all of Duel Monsters. I watched a good chunk of GX. I watched a couple of episodes of 5Ds. I did not watch Zek. Well, I watched like one episode of Zexel, and I immediately said, no, I'm not watching this. Arc 5, interestingly enough, I didn't even know Arc 5 existed for a long time. Like the entire time, because it was only, what, 2 seasons? It wasn't that long. But yeah, I wasn't even aware that Arc 5 was around. I found out about Arc 5 when I saw that Crunchyroll was streaming Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains. And that's because I was already about 20 episodes into Vrains. And then it said Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. And I'm like, what is that? And I was like, oh, I guess it's the one right before, chronologically, it's the one right before Vrains. So yeah, I've watched a lot of them. But yeah, obviously the first one. The first one just had a good story. The original Japanese version, not the dub, the sub version. It has a pretty decent story. It gets a little long-winded and convoluted because you really think about it. Think of this: in the original Duel Monsters, we find out that Bakura has the evil side to him that lives within the Millennium Ring. We find out that in season 1, in like episode 10, 9 or 10. So yeah, about 10 episodes into the entire series run, we find out that Bakura has this kind of crazy side of him because of the Millennium Ring. But when does that all come to fruition? The final season, it's like episode 220 something. It takes like 200 episodes for that whole thing to play out. It just, so long-winded there. But the stuff in between was okay. Who's hyped to pay Synchro Summons? I'm not paying them anything. I know he meant play. I honestly think that's where the problem is going to come in. Something's not going to work quite right with Synchro Summoning, and so that might be what they have to patch tomorrow night. But Synchros, I'm actually not really that excited. Because as far as when I played the TCG, you guys know I played the TCG for many, many years. And I judged it, all that stuff. I actually stopped doing my judging and playing like literally a month before Synchro Summoning came out in the TCG. So I never did it. I saw the cards, but I never played when they had the Synchro Summoning stuff. So I really don't know. I guess it's kind of neat. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, how many different methods of summoning do we need? We've got special summoning, we got fusion summoning, we got normal summoning, then we're going to get synchro summoning, Pretty soon we're going to get XYZ summoning. And then let me see what else. Link summoning. And isn't there another type of summoning? There's like a fourth kind of summoning. I forget. I'm trying to remember. No, I think that might be it. So yeah, Synchro. Synchro, Link summoning, XYZ summoning. I think that's already it. Those are the newer, I guess, the newish versions of summoning. Ritual's old though. There's something actually called a dark ritual summoning, because ritual summoning's been around forever. Ritual summoning, it came out like right when the game came out. So, but if there's a different version of ritual summoning called dark ritual summoning, that's different. I don't know. I mean, I understand they did it because they wanted to get more people into playing the game, and just wanted to kind of keep the game fresh. But after a while, it gets to the point where the game is just so confusing that it's hard to bring in new players, because you bring in a new player who's only who just got into the game like 2 days ago, and they have just a mound of, basically you need a study guide at this point for the game. No, I said fusion summoning. But yeah, you basically need a study guide at this point, just to see all the different methods of summoning, all the different timings. It can be a lot, especially when you think about the game being geared toward younger people. There are some pretty, sharp, smart, 10 to 12-year-olds out there, but it's going to take them some time to get the game, because there's that much. At least like with Magic the Gathering, what they do with Magic is, yeah, there's a lot of different stuff in Magic the Gathering, but they separate it up into blocks. So whereas one particular type of effect may be prevalent right now, in the next iteration, the next block, so to speak, that ability may go away. In other words, the newer cards that you can use for that block don't have that ability. And so it changes things. So the game, continues to evolve like that. But with Yu-Gi-Oh, that doesn't happen. You get everything. I always thought that maybe they would go and start doing the things when it comes to like blocks and stuff like that, like separating things out like that. Like, say for instance, you can only use cards from the last, say, 10 sets. That would get rid of a lot of cards. But I think at the same time, it would kind of force people to try different decks. Pendulum summoning, there you go. I knew there was another one. Yeah, that's it. I knew there was. I felt like there was something else. There was synchro summoning, and I should have. And that's because I was imagining the pendulum card in my head too, and I didn't even think of it. But there you go. Yeah, there's just so many different ways. Come on. I play this game several hours a week, and even I can't remember all the stuff. You just can't, man. It's too much. They're like, you're just getting old. Maybe I am. Who knows? But I have some other news concerning the problems that we've been having the last couple of days. Kind of like I figured would happen, they still have not rolled out 3.0.1 to Steam. So yeah, it's still, and I checked. I remember I got up this morning, I'm like, I gotta check. First thing I did, I went and I looked, there's no updates available. My game had not been updated. Opened the game, it's still in the old version. So yeah, just as I figured, they're going to wait till tonight to push it out. Which stinks. Unfortunate. Where are your gems? My gems are spent, buddy. There are a lot of cards I still don't have. So yeah, usually when I get gems, I don't just go and just buy any pack. I usually focus, on one, like I'll focus on one particular pack for a time. Like with Gaia Genesis, there were certain cards I wanted with that, but now I'm done. I've got pretty much all the stuff I want from Gaia Genesis. There are still some cards in there that I don't have that I could use, like a Drowning Mirror Force. But yeah, it's, for the most part, I got the stuff I wanted. The stuff I wanted was like the Sangan and the Galaxy Cyclone, that kind of, and the Snowman Eaters, that kind of thing. But actually, of all things, and I know you all have probably noticed this, I'm actually buying from an old pack. I'm buying from this. Because when I had first started the game, this pack was already considered old at the time. And so I just kind of skipped it because some of these cards comparatively are not that good anymore. I mean, some of them are. Some of them, I mean, like Judge Man. Yeah, I mean, when the game first came out, apparently this was one of the stronger one tribute monsters. But since then, no, it's yeah, it's not that good, not anymore. But I did manage to get a Sphere Karibo, which I'm happy about. The only other stuff that I really want from this box are like Autonomous Action Unit and Fusion Gate. But the only thing is that, like with Autonomous Action Unit, I can live with getting just one. Fusion Gate, I'd want two. So if I get a Fusion Gate, I'm probably going to reset the box at this point because I have other stuff in here that is actually pretty good. Like I got a Shard of Greed, I got a Twister. Nobody really plays Wonder Balloons anymore, but you know those are the other cards that I kind of wanted out of this box. Oh, and I got a Hane Hane yesterday too. But yeah, these are really the only two that I want more out of this box, and it stinks because 149 packs and all I need are two more cards. So yeah, that's gonna be a pain in the butt. I'm probably gonna end up having to buy like 100 more packs, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I didn't. I mean, even here, I still don't have some of these normal cards because I just haven't bought a lot of packs from here. I've only bought 51 packs. But beyond that, I think I'm pretty good with all the rest of the packs. I don't really need anything else from these. Now, need and want are two different things, just so you know. Like, I may want a card just to have it, but I don't necessarily need it. Like, perfect example is, you all know this. I mean, those of you who've been watching me for a while, you all know. I've been wanting to build the Horus deck for a long time now. I mean, it's not like, oh my god, I gotta have that card. It's a want. So I don't need the card, but it would be nice to eventually get it. But yeah, I've got the two of the level 6s, which is okay. I'd like 3 of the level 6s, but yeah, I still haven't been able to get the level 8. I got most of the other stuff around here. Well, the ultra rares, nah, not so much. And this stupid card, I keep getting this card over and over again, so crap. I hate it. But yeah, the only other card that I really want out of here is going to be the Horse level 8. But yeah, again, that's a want. That's not a need. But yeah, as far as all the other packs, I don't really, need anything out of here. So yeah, as far as spending gems, I don't mind spending gems on a pack I need. You only need one level 8. Well, I guess it depends on how you play the deck. Because the thing about the Horus deck is I actually played that deck in the TCG. Now, of course, it is different because in the TCG it's a 40 card deck and here it's 20 to 30 card deck. So yeah, you do play it a little bit different. But Horus level 8, I wouldn't mind getting the second one. Like if I happened to get a second one, I wouldn't mind because it just kind of gives you different options. I think that's really it for all the packs. So yeah, that's where all my gems go. And I imagine as we've had the problems with yesterday, Horus Jinzo back in the day, oof, that was a rough deck, man. That was a rough deck. If you got Horus Jinzo out, oof. The only cards that I could think of that really countered Horus Jinzo were like Old Vindictive Magician and Man-Eater Bugs. But if you did play either of those cards, then you were probably going to be in good shape. Because then at least that way you could get rid of at least the Horus. Because the Horus was a little harder to bring back, but the Jinzo was fairly easy to bring back. Because you could call the Haunted him, you could Premature Burial him, stuff like that. But yeah, Horus level 8, he's pretty vicious. Okay, but yeah, it's broken still. In fact, yeah, I'm still on the old version. But hey, do you guys want a duel? Friends duels. Okay. So we'll go ahead and we'll start getting some duels going. I do have a few meta decks. Well, one of them is definitely meta. One of them is older meta, but it's still fairly effective. And then another one is kind of like people can't make up their minds if it's meta or not. Well, back in the day, people played a lot of trap cards too. That's why Jinzo was hard. I mean, even in my regular deck, like my standard deck, non-Horus, I would play Jinzo. I always ran Jinzo. He was just so darn useful. But yeah, if y'all want to try out against any of the various decks, then I will go ahead and take some friend duels, because, like I said, yeah, rooms are still not working. I hate that rooms aren't working. But anyways, yeah. Oh, here we go. Bania. Barnier. I can't say his name right. Okay, here we go. Friend duels. There's Bania. He's Elysier. BP. British Petroleum. Psychic Loop. I think if Psychic was a thing back in the day, Genzo probably would have been a Psychic monster. Well, he would have been like a machine Psychic. I don't know. Maybe they would have done like multiple. Like he's this, but he's also this. He's a machine Psychic Ritual Pendulum Synchro monster that can only be fusion summoned. Name a deck you want to face. Oh, you can use any deck you want, man. Oh, I already know what I'm facing here. I shouldn't even continue this duel because I know exactly what I'm facing. Watch, it's going to be a C stealth attack. And the reason he's running C stealth attack is because he knows with Taya that I run Amazons. That's the only reason he's running C stealth attack. If it would have been another deck, he would have run something different. So yeah, this is going to be a short duel. Because as soon as I see C stealth attack, I'm just going to end the duel because it's pointless. Yeah, see, here comes Fishies. Oh, wait, hold on. Atlantean Marksman. Okay. Yeah, there's Citadel. Well. Yep. And we're done. I told you I'm not going to bother with it. Because unfortunately my Amazon deck has nothing to counter the Sea Stealth deck. So yeah, I'm not going to bother with it. It's pointless. It's completely pointless. Let me see. Well, I could run another deck. Let me see.
Here I go.
Let me run... Sure. Well, come on. I mean, you have to admit. I mean, Sea Stealth attack versus Amazons. I mean, there's really no competition. There's no way for me to get past the Sea Stealth attack. So why am I even going to continue?
A team like no other. We
are the Paradox Brothers. That's why you played it. You could have played any other deck. You're like, no, I'm going to immediately counter exactly what I know he's playing. Jerk. Okay, different deck. There we go. So I guess I'll wait here for anybody to send. You only run one, because you only have one. I'll use Brick UA. Yeah, UA is, I mean, because again, when UA works, it works. But when it doesn't, it gets a little hard. That didn't sound right. Anyway, yeah. Oh, man. I think I'm going to stream Uno. How many wants to see Uno? Everybody's like, I don't. I think Uno is the next big streaming game. I really do. I sincerely think that Uno is going to take over the world. It's going to be the next Fortnite. When people finally get sick of Fortnite and realize that it's just a trash game, then yeah, it's going to be Uno. It's going to be Uno, and people are going to look at it and be like, why Uno? So you can't join a duel room either. Well, okay, the duel room thing is sensible as shadow realm. Uh, oh gosh, I didn't even. What is this? I didn't even realize this many people had sent it. It didn't update. Okay, well I guess I'm playing this person. There we go. Pokemon TCG Online. I don't know, man. I think I've already gone into way too many card games at this point. Because there's Duel Links, there's MTG Arena, which I don't play that much, but I still play it occasionally. What else was there? There was Versus, World of Warcraft TCG, Hearthstone. There are so many digital card games out there right now, dude. It's really hard to, I think the ones that are going to survive are going to be the ones that are a little bit different. Or it's either going to be they have something completely unique about them, or it's going to be the ones that have been around a long time. Like MTG Arena, the reason why MTG Arena is going to succeed, at least to a certain extent, is simply because Magic the Gathering's been around forever. And that game is actually already almost, let me think, it's about 25 years old now. That's actually kind of impressive. I know none of you play Magic the Gathering. Well, no. I think there's one person in the Discord that plays Magic the Gathering, and that's Complacent. Yeah, Complacent plays Magic the Gathering. I'm sensing a treacherous down there. L4D2, that sounds like some sort of Star Wars thing. Could be a drowning mirror force down there too. Ooh, Sphere Creepo. Okay. Oh, Left 4 Dead 2. Yeah, I'm not necessarily... here's the thing. There's actually a game out there that I've been wanting to play that's on sale right now. And I kind of want to buy it, but at the same time I don't. Because I don't want to go and buy it and then get invested. Because when I buy a game and I like it and I know I'm going to like it, I generally... I really invest in that game. Like, I really invest a lot of time into that game. The thing is that... that Fallout 76 is getting ready to come out. So, yeah. And it's only about, let me think. It's only about 55 days away now. That doesn't, it seems like a lot, but it's really not. But, I don't know, man. The thing is that game that is on sale, it's one of those games where I've just really wanted to play it for a long time. I don't know, man. I'll really have to think about it. Just join the Discord. Yeah, our Discord's interesting. It's It's busy in bursts. It just like sometimes nobody says anything for like 5 hours, and then suddenly there's like this massive conversation. Farming Simulator. I have actually thought about streaming some of those games. There's this one game, Civilization. Some people tend to like that game. So yeah, I was thinking about streaming Civilization. Civilization 6, I think it is. King Dwagon. I'm trying to think of a game to stream where people would just really be into, just really kind of be into the gameplay. Can't really think of any right now. I mean, people loved Fallout 4, but again, Fallout 4 is getting pretty old at this point, which is why I'm kind of waiting for 76, because I know people will watch 76. Oh, I guess he surrendered. He's like, crap, I didn't have anything. Well, you can't say I didn't give you a chance there, man. I really held back on attacking. Yeah, that's the thing about the UA decks, is they can brick pretty hard. Here, I'll play Maroon with a different deck. Let's see. Let's
You are in for a shock.
Oh yeah, people are really gonna let us to watch 76 for a while. Not only because it's a new Fallout game and Fallout has a huge following, but also it's going to be different because it's going to be online, and so people are going to be really like, I wonder how that's going to play out, because there's been a lot of speculation about that game as to how it's going to play out. Okay, Maroon was already waiting, so we're going to play Maroon. Oh, you didn't. You played Amazon like Amazon is. What's wrong with playing Amazons? You finally got a third mid. Well, the midfielders are the crux of that deck. I mean, if you don't have 3 midfielders, then that deck is not going to work that well. And the sad thing is that the midfielders, I mean, they're the ultra rares. Yeah, penalty box would have helped. Penalty box would have definitely helped. Oof, man, I got a bad starting hand. Here you go. We've switched places. Now I'm getting the brick. Third stadium. Oof, that deck is just. I mean, well, I think of. Here's the deal with Ultimate Asians. Just for as expensive as the deck is, I just don't know if it's worth it. I really don't. Because for a deck that bricks that much, that's a lot of money to spend. It really is. I don't know. It is. It is an expensive deck because, again, like I said, you need 3 midfielders. And midfielders, they're expensive. They're ultra rare. So yeah, it is an expensive deck. Oh, it's not worth it? Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you want to just try it out and play it, I mean, sure. But yeah, you're going to spend a ton of money. Or a ton of gems. One or the other. Probably a little bit of both. But yeah, it's not going to be pretty. I mean, if you really want some... I mean, I hate to admit this. I hate to admit it, but if you want a deck that's going to be competitive and that doesn't brick nearly as much, in fact, it almost never bricks, just do for hires. I hate to say it, but yeah, it's true, man. For hires are much cheaper, and I mean, again, they're just it's a very solid deck. It really is. Even though I don't like playing it myself. Not really. I've seen a few bricks, but when you compare it, the for hire bricking to UA bricking, UA bricks a lot more. Vamps are also kind of a cool deck, but again, it gets a little... I mean, it's not as expensive, obviously, as UA, but yeah. Let's see. What do I want to do here? Doink, doink, doink. He's going to remove my Silent Magician anyway. Yeah, it is cheaper. This is not Spellbook, no. I would have waited to activate the Onslaught. But that's just me. No, this is kind of a junky version of Silent Magician. This is the Yugi version that doesn't work nearly as well as the Jesse Anderson version. Dude, I'll tell you right now, if anybody brings a Spellbook deck in here, I'm just gonna quit the duel. I really am. And I'm not doing it just because, I mean, Spellbooks work. I'm about 60-40 on Spellbooks as far as win percentage. Like 60% I win, 40% I lose. But the problem with Spellbook that I have is, my God, that deck takes forever, dude. Ugh. I hate it so much, man. It just takes so long. Yeah, because you have to sit there for like 3 minutes while they go through all their different spell stuff. And it's like, okay, dude, whenever you're ready, man, just... Oh, wow, why didn't you summon anything from your hand? I did not expect to beat Amazons. Not with this deck. I guess maybe they bricked pretty hard. Wow. Okay. I think I got lucky there. Because I fully expected him to use the secondary effect of Onslaught and bring out something to protect himself. Because you could have brought out pretty much anything, and it really would have screwed me over. Battery Men, no. I actually like playing against Battery Men. The Battery Men deck, you don't see it that often, but it's actually a pretty cool deck. Let's see. Oh, Blutskabar's been waiting. So I guess I'll face you with this kind of... Again, admittedly, this is not a good deck. I think I got lucky versus Amazons, because... In fact, I think using that deck, that might be the first time I've ever defeated Amazon with it. But then again, I don't use that deck very much in ranked, so there haven't been a lot of matches versus Amazon for me. Not with that deck. Nah, there are. I mean, there's really only like one deck that I just don't have the patience for, and that's spellbooks. Like I dislike fur hires. I just don't like them, but I won't quit on a fur hire. Wow, this is not the greatest hand. I kind of want to do this already. I kind of want to, but I'm gonna wait. But yeah, spellbooks is really the only one. Fur hires, again, I don't like them, but I won't quit on a fur hire. I'll play it out. Same thing like, see, Amazons. I mean, I'll use an Amazon deck, but playing against it, admittedly, is really tough. It can be hard at times. Amazon's willpower. That means he's already got an onslaught back there. Yeah, he's already Everybody's like, you always play Amazons, so I'm gonna play Amazons. I'm gonna wait. Vikram, subscribe? Oh, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Oh, man. Do I want to do that? Ugh. No, I'm gonna let that go. So he's gonna take out my... Oh, no, he didn't take out my elf. That's right, he couldn't. He couldn't quite yet. There's the willpower. Any tips for you? Yeah, don't go into other people's chats and say, hey, subscribe to me. That's really tacky. It's true, man. I don't do that. A lot of people I know don't do that, but occasionally I run into people who are upstarts and they're trying to get into it, and so they go to other places and they try to, you know, they're like, hey, subscribe to me, or they'll spam it in other people's chats, and that's just not cool, dude. Don't do that. Yes, talk bad to your most regular viewers. Absolutely. Only to you, Benia. Man, I'm bricking pretty hard here, man. Ugh. I'm gonna do this because I don't want this stuck in my hand. Well, yeah, I mean, because Steam still hasn't updated. Talk to them like your sister wife. That's funny. Dan, I was saying this weekend. I think they're gonna wait till tonight to fix that. When they roll everything out, they're just gonna wait. You gonna go see a movie? Have fun, dude. Be safe. Him and Guy are bro and sis. Oh man, I forgot. I have a different number of silence in here. Okay, never mind. Here, we'll do that. Now, hold on there, Moni. Now, was it a kiss like just like a peck, or was it like a full-on? Because I know siblings that just do the little pecks. I've seen that. That's not a big deal. But if it's like a full-on, tongue twisting sort of thing, then yeah, that's a little weird. It's Spinnerman. Hello, Spinnerman. I summon Silent Magician. I'm thinking that's another onslaught. So let's see. I kind of want to leave this as it is. Oh, okay, then they are not siblings. Or if they are siblings, that's a little weird. Okay, that's not a little weird, that's a lot of weird. That's a lot of weird. They do not need to be doing that. That's a little frightening. Well, I don't know, man. That's... Who am I against? Who am I facing? Bleskabar? I think I'm facing Bleskabar. With backstory? Ooh, gosh. Yeah, here's the other onslaught. One of their videos, they confirmed it. Let me see. Or is he planning to make money out of the situation? Well, they need to be careful if they start talking like that. They really do, because they're going to, I mean, because I mean, if you're suggesting what I'm fairly certain you're suggesting, that's illegal. And he's going to, they're going to trigger an investigation. And that's not good. That is not good. Yeah, just they shouldn't be doing that. But I sincerely hope they're just joking and it's not. Yeah, that's yeah. Don't do that stuff. Okay, Dan, let me switch out decks because I'm not liking this deck. It's not as cohesive as the Dan version of this deck. It can be fun at times, but it's not nearly as cohesive.
I must hone my skills.
I don't even want to watch the video, dude. I really don't. I don't want to watch it. This deck is terrible, but I just, just to give you all something different to look at. This is not a meta deck, but I'm going to use it anyway. Gia is hot. I have no idea who that is. Well, see, now one of y'all is going to go post a picture of this person in Discord, and I have to go look at it, and then I'm just going to be like... Never mind. My girlfriend's going to kill you. Yeah. Your girlfriend ain't going to kill you. Well, wait a minute. You're in the Dominican Republic. Okay, she might kill you. She doesn't speak English. You should teach her English. It's good to know. It's one of the more popular languages, obviously. In fact, the top 3 languages: Chinese, English, and Spanish. Those are the top 3. Actually, I think Spanish... Hold on. No, I think, if I remember correctly, Spanish is number 3. I think Spanish and English are about the same. But yeah, Chinese is definitely the higher one. Yeah, this is about... The only thing I don't like about this version of this deck that I have is it's not done. It hasn't been done in forever. Yeah, this deck is all sorts of weird. It doesn't really have a strict win condition. So, yeah, it's not that good. And it bricks. It really can brick. So no Spanish then. Oh, Spanglish. Well, here we don't... We call... Spanglish, as you say. We call it Tex-Mex. Because it's basically a mix of Spanish and English. Ooh. But yeah, I've heard people speak in that. I have no... That's the thing, yeah. I drew no counter traps. So I was in trouble from the get-go. This was not going to work. Yeah, I mean, this is a very... I mean, versus Masked Hero, this deck has no chance. It just doesn't. It simply has no chance. And look, now he's going to do his other mask change, and that's going to be it. Yeah. When I had no backfill there, forget it. It was over. I knew it was already over. But yeah, after smashing you guys yesterday, I'm letting you use your meta decks versus my crap decks so you all can get some wins. Anyway. Oh, gems. Hooray. Okay, maybe I shouldn't play with that deck. Since you guys are playing Masked Heroes and everything.
Witness my formula for victory.
No, I don't want to witness it. Here, I'll play with this.
Anytime, any place.
Yeah, I drew no counter traps, so I wasn't gonna win. There was no way. Complete all weekly missions. Oh, okay. Another 10 gems. That's nice. Let's see. Who was next? Was it Dre or Maroon? I don't know. Who was it? Who was next? I don't remember. I think it was a Maroon, wasn't it? Or was it Dre? I faced Maroon earlier, so I have not faced Dre. So I should face Dre first, right? I'll face Dre. $5 months to make. It does take time to get all those cards together, because the Anki is the hardest one to get. But I think you can get away with it with only 2 Ankis. 2 Ankis is fine. It's the mask change. I think it's the harder one to get. And I only say it's harder because if I'm not mistaken, there's only 1 in the box. Well, no, there's 2 in the box, isn't there? Okay, never mind. I was thinking it was a mini box. It's a regular box. Took you the longest to get. I have 1 mask change. And yeah, that was it. And I wasn't even trying for mask change. I just kind of, it just kind of happened. $5Ds and XYZ. I was never crazy about the XYZ thing. The synchro, will the whale be hopeful? I have no idea what that means. Isn't that weird? How you can manage to get the Ankis before you get the mask change? Konami logic. I didn't want to do this, but I kind of have to. I gotta thin the deck because I'm not drawing anything. I'll get a free 18 here, but yeah, I'm not drawing anything. Let's see, I take 5, huh? Okay. Yeah, 500. You know what I would do? And I know this is going to seem kind of crap to you guys, but if I made a game, and I'm not saying it necessarily has to be a card game, but if I made any game, here comes Lava Golem. This is actually a favor for me, thank you. But if I made a game, then I would actually, like, you know how everybody does all the microtransactions and stuff now? I would purposely, like, make... Here, you're gonna lose, dude, I'm sorry. Um, I would purposely make all the extra stuff like. Oh, I went. Okay, yeah. He was like crap. I saw what you were going for though. But yeah, I wasn't drawing well there. I was not drawing well. The only thing that worked there was the fact that I drew a Crystal Regeki. But anyways, like you know how like some games they'll make the loot boxes. I hate loot boxes, by the way. I despise loot boxes. Maroon's been waiting, so I'm gonna face him. But yeah, I wouldn't make loot boxes. What I would do is, you know how a lot of games they'll make like cosmetic upgrades, that kind of stuff, and they'll sell it to you sometimes in a loot box. Like you have to buy a loot box because why not? And I wanted to send one of my guys over anyway. Anyways, but yeah, instead of putting cosmetic upgrades in loot boxes, I would just make a storefront. I'd make a storefront and be like, okay, here's the outfit. I'm charging $5. If you want, you can pay $5 to get this outfit, and there you go. That's it. You know, because at least that way it would get past the whole loot box thing. Because my problem with loot box is that again, you can buy 100 loot boxes and still not get what you want. So it's like a lottery. It really is, and it sucks. Let's do this one. So yeah, I would do that, and I think people would buy that. I really do. So, like, obviously, some people would not buy it, and that's fine. But at least people can come out and say, hey, well, at least it's not stuck behind a loot box. At least if I spend this $5, I know this is what I'm getting. I know I'm going to get this outfit, or I know I'm going to get this skin, that kind of stuff. That's what I would do. I would just do that. I really do. I mean, it seems like the most honest thing to do. I would sell the whole game, because you know how a lot of game companies do it nowadays is they'll sell you a game for $60, and then they'll and then they'll go and they'll try to sell you like a DLC or something for like another $20. They both basically will send out a game that's incomplete, or they'll purposely break it up, and I think that's crap. Yeah, they sell half the game at full price, and then they sell the DLC to you later on. And I hate that. I would sell the entire game, and then, like I said, I would make a storefront, and I'd be like, okay, here's the entire game. You can start, when you buy this game, you start with the whole entire game. You can go from start to finish. You level up just like everybody else will. And, and that's it. You don't have to do it. But if you want to make your horse pretty, or if you want to make... I don't know, if you want to, get a new outfit, or if you want to get new shoes, or if you want to, I don't know, stuff that doesn't have any that doesn't change the core game itself, I would do that. I mean, it seems like a no-brainer. Why would people, why are game companies not doing that more often instead of doing this whole loot box bull crap? Apparently everybody's using Masked Heroes today. Yeah, everybody's like, we're all using Masked Heroes. But I mean, it makes so much more sense than loot boxes. I understand why people do that, but it's so. I mean, I understand why companies do that, but it's just so underhanded, man. It's just ugh. And they don't want to admit that it's a lottery. They're like, oh well, you're gonna get something. Well, yeah, I mean, I could go outside and pull a leaf off of a tree, but that doesn't mean it has value. I can't turn that around and sell it to somebody for $20. Yeah, that's... I mean, now some DLC really is good. I've seen some DLC that really is nice. So that may be worth it. But yeah, I mean, there are companies like EA, Or 2K. Oh my god, are you serious? I'm bricking so freaking hard here, dude. It's not even funny. But yeah, there's like one of the bigger games that just came out. Witcher 3 is a great game. Witcher 3 is a great game, and they had so many little small DLCs that they just gave out. They just gave for free. It really is a beautiful thing. I mean, you see a game like that and you're like, now that is how you do a game. That is how you do it. Same thing with Spider-Man. The new Spider-Man game that everybody's going crazy over. I don't blame them. I hear the game is amazing. Please be my friend in Duel Links. I'm actually I'm actually completely full on my friends list. But yeah, like 2K just released NBA 2019, and the way that it's very much like Battlefield, or not Battlefield. Or actually no, yeah, it's very much like Star Wars Battlefront 2, in the sense that it would take so long to acquire all of the currency that you would need to upgrade, that it's just ridiculous. Somebody was saying that to get all the different stuff in the game and whatnot, it would take something like 435 hours, which, I mean, for some of us that's not a lot of time because we put so much, we do so much with the game. Like I admittedly I've spent like 2,000 plus hours in Fallout 4. But that's over the course of several years. Okay, it's not, it's not like I did 2,000 hours in 2 months. That's ridiculous. This is over the course of several years. So, but even then, I mean, I would not want to wait 3 years to complete a game. I mean, that's a long time. That's a huge investment. The only game that I can see doing that would be maybe like an MMO, like World of Warcraft. That kind of stuff. That makes sense to me. Because, I mean, World of Warcraft is one of those games that just, the replayability obviously is there, because you can make new characters. And they're always patching the game. They're always doing it. It's like you get, like every 3 months, they give you something new. So that makes sense. To play a game like that for 10 years is no big deal. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, I hear that's actually a good game. I've never actually seen anybody actually play it, though. But I have heard it is a good game. But I really do think the latest Spider-Man game, if it was not a PS4 exclusive, I probably would have bought it. Yeah, that's the bad thing, is that, I mean, here's the deal. And I know people are like, oh, well, they do the exclusives to entice people to go and buy the PS4. I am never going to buy a console based on an exclusive. I'm just not going to do it. I refuse to do it. And it's good and it's bad because, again, Spider-Man I hear is a great game. I hear it's really fun. But I'm never going to know because, I'm not going to go drop $400 on a PS4. One, because I have a computer, works perfectly fine. And two, $400 for a PS4 by itself, that's a lot of money. And then you still got to shell out $60 plus for the game. So yeah, it gets a little expensive, yeah, it just. And plus, another reason is the PS4 is right at the end of its life cycle. PS5 is a little closer than you guys think. So yeah, I mean, I just don't see spending $400 on a machine that is probably gonna get usurped in the next year or so. See, I'm not even paying attention to what I'm doing in the duel now because I'm talking so much. I'm like, oh, I should have done this. Red Dead Redemption. That game has been in production for years. I mean, just years. But from what I understand, it's going to be pretty amazing. In fact, some people were already doing the beta, and they said that it actually is that good. Yeah, PS5 has been in the works for a while now. But Red Dead Redemption, I mean, I didn't play the first Red Dead Redemption game, but it would be kind of interesting to check it out. Yeah, and there's good thing and bad thing is that they've been working on Red Dead Redemption for so long that when the game comes out that it should be fairly well polished. I mean, it's not going to be perfect, but it should be fairly well polished. So, but again, the good thing and the bad thing about that is that based on that, yeah, I mean, one of the games that I am looking forward to that is, I know it's already in the works, but it's going to be a while before we see it, is Grand Theft Auto 6. It's going to be pretty insane. But yeah, I don't know how, how long it's going to take for GTA 6 to come out. I imagine we're not going to get GTA 6 till at least like 2020, at least. Red Dead Redemption is made by Rockstar, so expect loot boxes or shark type cards. Yeah. Well, I mean, and I guess the thing that really bugged me about the way they did Grand Theft Auto is that they really did. I mean, the rewards for the missions and stuff like that are okay, but some of the items that you would want and that you would need to buy are just stupid expensive. I mean, I understand some sports cars and stuff are really expensive. Yeah, that's how it works. Like if I go and I buy a supercar like a Tesseract, I expect to pay $1.5 million. That's just how it works. But other stuff, like I don't expect to pay $45,000 for a shotgun. I just don't. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, here in Texas, you can go and buy a shotgun for $200. I mean, so why in the world does it make sense to suddenly charge $45,000 for a shotgun in a game? That's stupid. And that's just an example. I'm not saying that all of it is like that, but that's just an example. Oh, I'm sorry, Carl. I wasn't really paying attention again. But that was a good duel, sir. I'm saving money for Devil May Cry. Oh, I heard about that game, and I'm not liking where Devil May Cry is going. I really do not like where that game is going, and this is why. I was checking it out. I was reading a little bit about it, and the old Devil May Cry games are actually really good. They really are. But the new Devil May Cry, they're making it pay to win. And here's how they're doing it. From what I understand, as you progress through Devil May Cry, the new one, it's very slow. It's slow going. It takes forever to level up. But again, if you pay money, guess what? You can skip right to the end. You literally can. You can shell out, some cash on top of what you've already spent for the game, which is about $60. So you pay $60 for the game. Then if you don't want to grind for hours on end, you can break out the credit card, give them $50, and it literally gives you everything. And I can't help but think, but that just completely defeats the whole purpose of the game in itself. Because I understand some people want to get a little push, to give them a little something more so they could get through the game a little faster. And I'm thinking, why don't you just make the game a little less grindy? And then maybe make other stuff optional to purchase, like outfits and stuff like that. But no, it's been made very clear already that Devil May Cry is following that whole thing of, oh, well, if you don't want to grind for 500 hours, you can pay us an extra $50-$60 and we'll get you to the end. We'll give you all the abilities. And I'm like, that is the definition of pay to win. It is. It makes no sense to me. It's the stupidest thing. I mean, it makes financial sense for the developers and for the publishers. New Spyro remakes. I understand. Dude, if I remember correctly, yeah, that kills the game, Maroon. It makes it pointless. It makes the game pointless. Why am I going to pay $60 for the game and then pay an extra $50-$60 just so I can get everything which essentially means I don't have to play the game. It's stupid. It's just dumb. I'm sorry. I'm going off on a bit of a tangent there, but it's just so stupid. But Moni, speaking to your comment, Spyro remakes. I remember hearing something about that. That they were going to do that. Universal, because if I'm not mistaken, Universal Studios owns the rights to Spyro. I always say Spyro, but it's Spyro. I know. Unfortunately, I think it's Insomnia Software. Are the people who actually develop the game, but Universal are the ones that own it. So what they're doing is they're wanting to take Spyro and give it like a remaster. Yeah, just like what Carl said. They want to do a remaster of it so that you can play it like in HD and all that stuff. Because the games themselves were actually pretty good. They were good games. But of course they've aged because they were on PlayStation 1. But yeah, they were fairly fun games. In fact, I remember watching a video on them. And there was a excuse me, there were a bunch of people that worked on the game, and they said that they would sometimes get letters and emails and stuff from older people. And not just older as in like 30, 40. I'm talking older people like 60, 70, 80 years old who would quote unquote steal the game from their kids and grandkids and play it because it really was that fun. Because it is very much an open world game. I never got to play the Spyros, and I always meant to, but yeah. Rancid FIFA again? I've already told you like 12 times. This is why I mean, and I actually pushed for a little bit. I was trying to get one of you all to come on as a co-host so we could have sort of like a talk sort of show about like games and stuff like that. But none of you have a microphone. Why do none of you have a microphone? I will buy you a microphone. Come on, man.
Allow me to proceed.
I'm kidding. I won't buy you a microphone. What's the Discord link? It's in the description.
Here I go.
Yeah, it's in the description. I don't know. I guess I could duel somebody. Here, I'm dueling somebody with a completely different deck. Again, I'm playing non-meta decks versus your guys' meta decks or semi-meta decks, and there you go. Oh no, not casual duel. Friend duels. There we go. If you want, I have a Sylvan deck. I know you're saying sky, but whatever. But you can. I mean, it's like I said, it's a Meta Monday. You can use any deck you want. Any deck. That's why I'm not complaining that I'm losing so much. One, again, I apologize. I'm not paying all that much attention to the duel because I'm talking to you guys so much. But yeah, bring your master. Bring whatever you want, man. This is your guys' day to beat the hell out of me on stream. It's your day. Because obviously, when it comes to fun decks, I have a slight advantage for some reason. But when it comes to meta decks, you guys are better than me. Slim, read my last... let me see. Hold on. I gotta scroll up. So this is interesting. It looks like Hayes from the Dolphins tore his ACL trying to avoid a roughing the passer... Oh, gosh. Yeah, that was going to happen. I mean... Because you're asking guys to distort themselves in a way that isn't exactly natural. Yeah, that's going to be a conversation that's going to continue forever. Yes, it is, Khalid's. 5Ds is coming in a few hours, actually. If you think about it, because it's already, at least my time, it's 12:45 local time for me. So yeah, it's, well, not 13 hours. A little more than that, because the whatchamacallit's going to be, the maintenance is going to be from, at least my time, it's going to be from 11 p.m. my time to 2:30 a.m. my time. So it's a good long 3.5 hours. So basically when the game comes back up, yeah, because if you have to suddenly stop your body, it doesn't work. It's all sorts of weird at that point. 8 a.m. for you tomorrow. You can start playing. Neat. All I see is you fluffle. Still waiting for the Uno stream. I think I told you all, I bought Uno, and then I returned it. It's Welsh. Yeah, well, I mean, the reason why I think they're more... This is addressing Derek. The reason they're more likely to to go with protecting the quarterbacks is because, let's be real honest, the quarterbacks are really the stars of the game. In most cases, whenever it's, it could be any team. It could be the 49ers versus the Cowboys. What you're going to hear in the press releases is it's going to be Dak Prescott versus Jimmy Garoppolo. That's what you're going to hear. You're not going to really hear anything else. Hey, Joni, what's going on, man? Yeah, that's always going to be how it is. When you're forcing others to make a certain sacrifice, I guess, that's just how it's going to be. There's always going to be people getting hurt. Yeah, at some point, I think what they're going to start doing with players, and this is just a joke, just so we can be clear, is they're just going to go, it's like every game, each player gets 15 pillows. And the way they get ready for the game is that somebody comes and duct tapes the pillows all over their body. And they play the game like that. And that's it. It'd be just pillows everywhere. It'd be like a big pillow fight. I think that would actually be kind of hilarious. You'll happily hop on Discord for what? You has pen destroyed? What? Oh, well, no. I mean, I was talking about, like, Carl, what I was referring to is that, like, we could stream, like, a talk type of show. You know what I mean? Like, it could be me and maybe a co-host or two. I mean, just like, they're like a podcast, really, kind of. Except we would just, we'd do it live. You have been destroyed, I think. Yeah, I think that's what they meant to. But yeah, like if it could be like me, because it's one thing for me to sit here and talk for an hour, but when you have somebody who may offer a contrasting view, then it makes the conversation a little more, it just flows better. Yeah, I mean, or if you get somebody, not necessarily it is just completely counter to what it is that you're arguing, but just someone to add a little something. Like if I give an opinion like on a game or something, then I could also have, a co-host here that would be like, well, yeah, well, I think this and this and this about the game. You don't have a computer. How do you not have a computer in this day and age, man? You can do that from the phone.
It's time to duel!
It's time to duel.
Watch my psychic powers in action!
Yeah, I was trying to kind of... Because for a while I was kind of prodding people to see if they would be interested in doing that. Like I prodded a few friends, and I even prodded a few people that watch the stream too. And most people are kind of they're kind of shy. They're just like, yeah, I love watching the show, but I don't want to participate in that crap. You wouldn't really use it? Oh. Well, you don't need a super expensive computer. It's just nice to have a dedicated PC. At least for me, it's always nice to have a dedicated PC. Long as you don't mind cussing. Well, I think if it was okay, I don't like cussing on my Duel Links show because, again, I understand that this attracts a younger crowd, so I try to keep it relatively clean. But I think if we did a dedicated show, like like on games or whatever, just a dedicated show, then that's fine. If we cuss every now and then, that's fine. Now, if we're saying F this and F that every other word, that gets a little weird. People, even people who are okay with cussing, tend to get that turns it off a little bit. Because it makes them think that, okay, this person may not be as intelligent as I think they are, that sort of stuff. So you kind of have to find a happy medium there. Gym time. Be careful, man. Don't hurt yourself. Make sure you warm up correctly. Dude, speaking of gym time, I think I told you all, I bought a rower. A rowing machine. It's like, for rowing a boat, but, it's for inside. Anyways, I bought a rowing machine, and I gotta say, man, it's nice. It's really nice. I'm really enjoying it. I've used it every single day since I've got it, too. It's really nice. The only downside is my neighbor always complains when I use it. Why are you so loud? I'm working out, woman. Stop working out. No. I'm going to report you. For what? For working out? Dude, I feel you, Sapphire. I really do. Because my allergies, and the only reason I'm not sneezing right now is because my allergy medication finally kicked in. But yeah, every day when I get up, I have to take allergy pills. And it's not just seasonal allergies for me, it's every freaking day. Dragons versus your Dark Magician deck. I don't really have a... Well, actually, I do kind of have a Dark Magician deck. Sure, we'll do that, Dre. That sounds entertaining. Here, I'll use this guy. This is kind of a Dark Magician deck, so I'll use this. Sound like a dying horse. Dude. When I wake up in the morning, Sapphire, man, I immediately go to the bathroom, get some tissue, and just... It sounds like somebody's tooting a trumpet, dude. It's bad. And like I said, that's because I take a lot of allergy medication. Like down here where I live in South Texas. And for those of you who are not familiar with South Texas, we don't really get a winter down here. Last year was kind of an exception. We actually got snow. It was amazing. But that's rare. It's very, very rare. So most of I would say 11 out of the 12 months down here, it's pretty much spring and summer. So the trees are always blooming, flowers are always blooming, there's always pollen in the air, there's mold everywhere. It's never ending. And so that's why I have to take meds every single day. Like this stuff I found, it's actually not bad. I got 365 tablets of this stuff in this one bottle. And I only paid $10 for it, which is nice. But yeah, I have to take one every single day. And then sometimes I have to supplement that with other stuff. So yeah, it's pretty nasty. Come on, Dre. Break out your dragons. Let's give these people something to look at besides them listening to me talk about allergies. But as bad as it is down here, it's not as bad as it was when I lived in Austin. Because in Austin, they have cedar. And, oh man, pretty much from March until the end of June, which is pretty much cedar season, dude, it's hell. It is so bad. Even with all my allergy medications and stuff, it was still bad. Like I had to take Claritins, I had to take Flonase, I had to take Benadryl. It was insane. Just to operate normally. It was just bad. It was just, I hated it so much. I love Austin, but the seasonal allergies there were just, it was, You really have to love Austin to deal with it. I'll say that. But when I moved back down here to Corpus Christi, now I live by the ocean again. I kind of traded the cedar allergies for the mold allergies. So it's kind of Man, I bricked hard here, dude. Wow. This is a bricking and a half. I built a house down here, dude. It's just... You should have waited, dude. You really should have waited. Because I got one more for you. Ready for what? No, we're not doing the show right now, Carl. It's just an idea. I was pitching an idea. I'm not going to do it right now. I'm in the middle of a show. No, Carl. This would be something that we would stringently... I can't say the word. Stringently schedule. And yeah, we would schedule it out, and it would be like a normal show that we would do, like how I do my Duel Links shows, you know, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday at 11:30. This would be another show that we would do. Or if you wanted, we could always pre-record it, but those aren't nearly as fun because you can't interact with your chatters. Yeah, and that's a big thing, especially when you're streaming. I mean, the interaction with the chatters, big thing. I think that's what keeps a lot of people coming back, and it's also what keeps people hanging around, because then they feel like they're part of the show, and it's true, they are part of the show. And that's where my work becomes a pain in the ass. Yeah, unfortunately, you know, scheduling conflicts, that sort of stuff. That's why for a while I was a little, you know, because I started doing shows at like 10 o'clock in the morning, and whereas that's fine for me, it's not really that great for people who, you know, people in the United States who have regular jobs or who go to school. But for people in Europe, it's amazing. It's great because they're like, oh, I just got off of work, I can watch a stream or something, you know. Yeah, for Dan it's perfect because whenever my show comes on, he's already, you know, he's gotten home from work usually. Maybe he's already finished dinner, that sort of stuff, and he can just kind of chill and do whatever. See, I thought this was going to be a duel with dragons versus spellcasters, but apparently it's just him locking down my backfield, so this is kind of boring. That's why I'm not really paying attention to this anymore. You're gonna go make some soup! That's why it smells like soup. Yeah, this is boring, dude. I'm sorry. I'm gonna lose anyway, so I'm just gonna end it. 3 different shifts. 7:30 to 2:30, 2:30 to 9:30, and 9:30 to 7:30. That sounds like when I used to work for a hotel, that was basically my shifts. I usually worked overnight, which was really amazing. But yeah, occasionally I would have to jump from shift to shift, and that's not fun. Believe me, I feel you there, man. But I gotta tell you, if you want a job, or if you get a job in a hotel, and I'm not talking a cheap, crusty hotel. I'm not talking like let me think. What's kind of a crap hotel? Motel 6. Let me see. Well, I mean, just saying Motel 6 kind of gives you the idea. Like, if you just need a place to crash for the night, Motel 6 is usually fine. You know, as long as there aren't roaches and rats running around, it's fine. But, like, the hotels that I worked at high-end hotels. Like 4-star and 4-diamond hotels. Like, really nice ones. And working those overnight, man, is it an adventure. It is just, I mean, like on the busy days, it's an adventure and the time just flies. But when it's really slow, sometimes it's even more amazing. I won't go into detail about what we did overnight, but yeah, it it was pretty amazing. Is it reset time? 101. Yes, it is. I'm going to restart my game. Not that I'm going to get anything amazing today, but let's see. Where's my... There it is. But yeah, working in the hotel was probably the most fun I've ever had at a job. I mean, it wasn't an easy job either. I mean, there were days where it was really rough. What did I have in my hand? 3 hero emerges. That was it. That's actually not too unusual for smaller hotels like that, or smaller, well, I guess they're hotels. A lot of them are inns. A lot of them are, well, just like Days Inn. Some of them are motels. But yeah, I can't. If you do get a job in the lodging industry, don't go with those smaller ones. Just don't. Those jobs are not fun. I actually did work for what was the name of that hotel? I forget, but it was like a 2-star. It only had like 80 rooms. It was it was like a franchise. But I worked there for a little while, and they never told me when I first got hired that I would be the only one in the entire building on my shift. There was nobody else. It was just me. And I was like, oh, crap. So if anything went wrong, I had to be the one to go fix it. Somebody's toilet clogs up, I gotta leave the front desk, I gotta go fix it. Somebody's cable's not working, I gotta leave the desk, I gotta go fix it. One of the worst days I had, and I can't believe this happened in the same day, but when I worked for one of those hotels, it was a night shift. It was like 9 o'clock at night. And it was fairly slow. No, it wasn't Econo Lodge. It was fairly slow, and I was just sitting there at the front desk just reading the paper because, I mean, on slow nights at a place like that when there's nobody else but you in the hotel, well, no other employees is what I'm saying. There were guests, but there were no employees, just me. All you can really do is just sit there, listen to the radio, and read the newspaper because they completely locked out the internet. So there was nothing you could do. So I just read the paper a lot. Anyways, the first thing that happened was somebody came in and they came up to the desk, and this kind of shows you how cheap the place was. I have no idea who these people are. I think I might be full. Oh, apparently not. Okay. My list is full now. But somebody came in and they're like, hey, do you all happen to have any like headache medication? And that's the thing. We were so small. We actually did sell headache medication. And so she came up and she's like, yeah, I've got a real bad headache. And I was like, okay, sure, yeah. So I sold her like 10 of those little mini packets. And they were expensive too. They're like $3 each. But she wanted them. I was like, okay. So I sold them to her. And she goes up to the room. And then probably about 45 minutes later, this group of people come in. And they're like, we're looking for our daughter. We're looking for our daughter. I was like, okay. We're kind of slow tonight. I don't know if she's here. And they're like, we think she's committing suicide. And we're like, and I was like, oh, crap. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And they're like, yeah, apparently we think she went to the drugstore and bought a bottle of pills. And then I thought back to that woman that I had sold those pills to. And I was like, holy crap. I was like, this is not good. So, and I was like, have you all already called the police? And they're like, no. And I'm like, we need to call the police. So I actually got on the phone. I had a cordless phone so I could take it with me all over the hotel. I get on the phone. I'm like, yeah, I think I have a guest here who's committing suicide. I really need some help here right now. And they're like, we'll be right there. And they got there with like in 2 minutes. They were fast. But the thing is, the deadbolts on those doors are not easy for police to get into. We have a special key and thing we have to do. So I had to key the door, get it open. We all went in, and sure enough, she was just laying there. And I was like, oh my God. Holy crap. She was okay. They saved her. She was fine. They took her to the hospital, all that stuff. But yeah. That was a little scary. I mean, I think it was mostly scary because I was the only person there. But man, I gotta tell you, that sort of stuff sticks with you, dude. It really does. And the night's not over yet. Because my shift didn't end till 11:30. Anyway, police come, ambulance comes, they take him away. I'm like, holy crap. It's like 11 o'clock at night. I've got a half hour left on my shift. I'm like, I just want to go home. Anyways, so this woman, her boyfriend or husband, and their 3 kids come in, and they had already checked in, and so they go and they get in the elevator and they go up to their room, and I'm just sitting there at the front desk, just waiting for my shift to end. The woman comes back down no more than a minute later and says, my kid vomited in your elevator. Just thought I'd let you know. And I'm like, oh crap. So I go and I look, and holy Christ, dude. It was. I didn't think a little 5-year-old could puke that much. I don't have kids. I don't have kids. So it was. My relief came in at 11:30, like they were supposed to, and I was still cleaning up the puke. It smelled so horrible. I mean, because it's an elevator, it's a confined space, and oh my god, dude! And of course, again, me being the only one there, I had to clean it up. And I was like, dude, I do not get paid enough to do this. I ended up quitting that job. It was just bad. It was. I'm looking for people to remove, just so you know. But yeah, that job was. I mean, it was so horrible. I did not get paid enough either. I think I got paid $8 an hour at that job. It was really bad. Animated stories, they would do well. I would, but I don't have an animator. And my drawing is okay, but I don't have a tablet to draw on anymore. Okay, I don't think I can really remove anybody else, man. Everybody that's on here, I just recently added. So I apologize to the other 2 people who are trying to add me. I simply don't have any room. And everybody that's on here right now, I converse with and I talk to. Let me see. Well, maybe not Prince. I haven't spoken to them. Delete it, Tim. Yeah, that job at that hotel. God, what was it? What was the name of the hotel? I can see the building in my head, but I cannot remember. It's gonna drive me nuts. I have to look it up. Let's see, cheap hotels. It's gonna send me to like hotels.com or something. Let's see, where? No. I'm sorry, I have to look now. Seashell, no, not Econo Lodge, not Holiday. Best Western. That was it. It was a very small, like I said, it was only 80 rooms, very small Best Western franchise hotel. Franchise meaning that it wasn't run by corporate, it was run by a local owner. So we had some support from corporate headquarters, but for the most part, it was basically the owner, his manager, and like 7 employees. That was it. That was all of us. Any motel. Okay, here's the deal. Never take your girl to a motel. Unless you're actually really traveling and you're trying to save on money, then don't ever go to a motel. Just don't. And here's the difference. A lot of people don't understand the difference between hotel and motel. A motel is where you go when you check in, and then you literally go outside and you find your room outside. That is a motel. A hotel has all of their rooms enclosed in one general building. That's it. That's the difference. And then an inn is, well, inns are usually a little more specialized, but some places have just taken the word inn, threw it into a name, and then they just called it that. Yeah. But yeah, the old classic inn doesn't really work anymore. In fact, I'll tell you what. Let me see if I can. I don't think I can share it with you. Account, please. And the tips is don't take them to motels. Take them to hotels. Hotels tend to be cleaner. They tend to be nicer. They tend to have better employees because the employees get paid more. But they do tend to be more expensive. But the reason they're more expensive is because they pay their employees more, which make the employees happier, which makes them better. So yeah, don't take them to motels. You can take them to a bed and breakfast, but make sure it's a nice bed and breakfast. Bed and breakfast, your girl will love you. Your girl will love you. if you take her to a bed and breakfast. But again, it has to be a good one. Like there are certain towns here in Texas that have really nice bed and breakfasts. Like there are some in Kyle, Texas. There's one in Fredericksburg. Actually, there's several in Fredericksburg, Texas. Very nice, very beautiful, small, but very nice, very quaint. And they make you breakfast in the morning. And it's not like those huge buffets that they have like at the regular hotels and motels. This is like there's usually somebody there who's like, hey, what do you want for breakfast? And you're like, oh, I'll have bacon and eggs, and they make you bacon and eggs right there in front of you. Take your girl to McDonald's. Yeah, take your girl to McDonald's if you want her to hate you. Actually, well, I mean, I can't really say that because there are some women out there who don't mind McDonald's. Like y'all are very familiar with well, not familiar with my ex-wife, but you are familiar with the fact that I was married. And whenever my ex-wife and I would go out, we would usually go to at least the nice sit down and eat kind of restaurants. I mean, usually there were franchise restaurants, but they were actually usually pretty nice, pretty decent. But every now and then, we'd be driving around and be like, so where do you want to go? And she's like, I just want Taco Bell. And I was like, really? She's like, yeah, I just want Taco Bell. I'm like, all right, let's go to Taco Bell. And we'd go to Taco Bell. Or she'd want Wiener Schnitzel, something like that. But we never McDonald's. We never did that at McDonald's because we just did not like their food. But yeah, sometimes you get a woman who's not that high maintenance and she's okay with Taco Bell every now and then. And that's cool. Well, we're going to start voting now, guys. I have to vote on who I remove from my friends list now. This is going to be tough. No, she was not a good... Well, I'll say this. This is really all... This pretty much sums up my marriage. We were good friends. We were terrible as a married couple. We were absolutely terrible. Actually, Carl, you're not wrong. There's a place... oh, God, what's it called? Oh my God, I can't remember the city. We used to drive through that city all the time. And again, now I have to look this up. Where? Lockhart, Texas, which is south of Austin, Texas. It's about a good 30-minute drive. A little more sometimes. It depends on the I can't even think. On the traffic. But there is a place in Lockhart. I forget the name. I think it's called Schreitz Barbecue, something like that. It's a really nice building, and they are old school German sausage makers, and their stuff is amazing. People come from all around to go to that place. And the interesting thing is they only make a certain amount per day. Like when they run out, that's it. They close. And they run out usually pretty darn fast. But yeah, she used to love it. We would go down to Lockhart like maybe once every couple months or so, and we'd go down there and we eat there. Because it was German sausage and it was really good. It was really amazing. I wish I could remember exactly the exact name. I know it's in here somewhere. Let's see. Lockhart, Texas. Lockhart. I have to look now. Let's play auto build decks. Lockhart, Texas barbecue. There we go. Yeah, sure. I'll do that. I'll do that real quick. I'll do an auto build deck. Just to give you all something to look at besides me just chatting about. Dude. Interestingly enough, in Central Texas, there is a very large German constituency. There really is. Like in Fredericksburg, Texas, like half the people there are German. Well, they're not German, but they're of German descent, and they're very in touch with the homeland. And they've got a lot of stores and restaurants over there that are all German. It's amazing. They got beer, and they even have local beers and stuff that they do. It's really nice. Fredericksburg is one of those places where you just have to go to. If you live in the area, you eventually have to go there. Because if you don't, then you're missing out.
Showtime.
Let me think. Okay, so if I'm doing an auto-created deck, who do I want to use? Let's go with Joey.
No No one messes with Joey Wheeler.
I think I have a slot available. Still haven't made your soup. Okay, I could probably get rid of this deck. I think this is an old version of the Amazon deck. Oh, this is a very old version. Okay. This is just a classic. Oh, okay. Never mind. This is just a beat-down warrior beast type deck. Okay. So auto create. Or create auto deck. Here we go. Let's see what it gives me. It creates this deck every single time. It's the same deck. Here, I'm gonna try it again. Maybe it gives me something different. Nope. Almost the exact same deck. Come on. I mean, it's like it doesn't even try. Look, it's changing one card every single time. That's all it's doing. Yeah, that's all it really does. Is it brings in a bunch of 19 attacking monsters, and then it will kind of give you a small assortment of the various magics and traps that you use. I just wish that it would kind of throw in just random stuff sometimes, like a completely random deck, just to see what it does. These aren't necessarily the better cards, they're just the beatdown monsters. These are all 19 attackers. Look, 19, 19, 19, 25 for only one tribute, 1950 attacker, big defender. That's all it is. And then, like I said, it just kind of throws in just random stuff. I'll use it. Oh, actually, hold on. Let me set my skill. Not that my skill's going to really matter here, but... draw sense fire. Draw sense low level. High. Well, here, I'll do high level, just for the fun of it. Here, we'll do that. New function? What is the new function? Yeah, it gives the same deck! It gives us all the same deck. Oh, no skills? Okay, no skills then. Alright, trash the skill. There we go. Okay, so no skills. Auto-created deck. Yes, we're going to use that. I'm going to name this... Bonilla. Yeah, apparently we're not using skills since it's an auto-created deck. Now Dre's like, oh, man! Yeah, so I'm not using a skill. I mean, I guess I can't stop you guys from using skills. But what? This is not a terrible deck. Poor Bonilla. Okay, I'm waiting. Whomever comes in first is the first one to do. That's true. Auto decks don't. Well, I mean, no deck really comes with a skill. You have to manually set the skill. So by that logic... Well, I mean, we're getting toward the end of the show here anyway, so I figured let's just do, an auto-gen deck, and, because Dre was suggesting it, and figure, what the heck. We'll go out with a little fun here. Maroon. Maroon got in first. Oh, everybody's coming in now. I gotta update my view counter. It's freaking out again. There we go. Now it looks slightly better. The function is called deck list. Well, we're basically using this. We're gonna see how it goes. I don't... We've pretty much got the same deck, I bet. How much you want to bet we have the same deck? I'm gonna break out the Ryoku right away. I think you may have drawn all your monsters. I got lucky and I actually had a fairly decent hand. Yeah, this is actually a pretty good hand here. All of our decks are the same. I'm telling you, man. There's no creativity in it. I'm gonna end the main phase. Okay. Excuse me. Oh, we're just sacking each other. Okay. Yeah, this wasn't too spectacular because, yeah, I actually started with a really good hand. Considering how the types of stuff that we're doing right here, this was an amazing hand. I got just the right amount of monsters, just the right amount of everything. Doink doink. Yeah, it's just straight beat down. I think it really was whoever had the better starting hand there. Well, heck, we can do another one. That was fast. Let me see. Shredder. Oh, Shredder! Shredder, this better be an auto-created deck. And believe me, we can tell. You got all monsters. That stinks. I actually, like I said, I got a pretty good starting hand. I got Ryoku, I got Enemy Controller, and I got Embodiment of Apophis. And then I got the two 19 beaters. So that's actually a really good starting hand. Watch this dude break out the meta deck. He's like, well, it says Meta Monday.
Duel.
Oh boy, look at this. Alright, well this wasn't as great a starting hand. Let's see how it works. Yeah, I think Shredder might be running a meta deck. And if he is, then I'll just... Oh, well, enemy controller usually pops up in the auto-created, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there. Okay. I used to actually really like this card, and now I'm kind of on it. I think he might be running a proper deck, too. Okay, yeah, this... I don't know, I mean... That doesn't seem like... This seems like a psychic deck. And if it is, then I'm just going to end it, and I'll go dual Dre. Yeah, he is running a psychic deck. Sorry, Shredder. we're not doing these decks right now. Yeah, it's a psychic deck. But I'm not blaming him because, I mean, it does say Meta Monday on the title. So, yeah. Where are you, Dre? You said let's go next. Come on, man. Apparently I'm facing Rancid now because Dre ain't there. I'll get to you, Dre. We'll do Rancid here right now, and then I'll face Dre next. Getting back to hotel stories. Dude, I should just do a show, a podcast, hotel stories. The only bad thing is that it kind of puts me on the hook just in case my former employers want to come back and be like, really, you did this? And I'm like, maybe? Yeah, it's kind of, well, I mean, and it's not really something that you can kind of do. Well, I mean, you can sort of do it anonymously, but the whole point is putting it like on a channel where people know where to find it. Ouch! This is gonna hoit. You got your 1950 beaters. I didn't get any of mine. Do some windstorm. Ooh, look at that guy. I'm tempted. I'm really tempted. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh no! Look at the effect. During each of your end phases, destroy this card unless you send one Iron Core. Ah. Ah, that stinks. Well, I guess it's only good if you're going for the win then, within this deck. Okay, good. I was able to survive the 1950 attackers. Ooh, 19 attacker. I remember when that guy came out in the TCG. Oh man, are you bricking that hard? I guess I'm just getting lucky with my draws here. Because I'm getting a good mix. Oh, that's right, I can only have one of those. I'm getting a pretty good mix of monsters and traps. I mean, I'm drawing more monsters now, but it's a pretty good mix. Hey, Jonas. To end off our show today, we're doing auto-created decks. Activate the... What does this thing even do? The battle, or you could special summon this card from your hand. Once per turn during the end phase, if a Bujin monster was sent from your... Oh, nice! Look at that! Ah, I ended my turn! What am I doing? Oh, no! Click happy. Oh, but he surrendered anyway. Oh, no. Can you trade cards? Unfortunately, we cannot trade cards in Duel Links. Believe me, every single one of us have thought about it and considered it. Just, yeah. It would be awesome if we could, but I doubt they'll ever implement it because there's just way too many ways to mess with the game that way. You ain't playing... Well, I think I got one rush. I think I got one super rush in my deck. I think... What are the cards that I got in here? I got a Ryoku, an enemy controller, a rush, and something else. I don't know. Okay, Dre, I'm waiting for you, man. Where you at? Dre gets the last duel. What even was the set? Come on, Dre, move it. I guess Dre didn't think that that last duel would be so quick. All right, Dre, you got 30 seconds. You have to wait. Well, no, you don't have to wait 2 months. I mean, if you put in a lot of work and you just push My Valentine to 45 as fast as you can probably build an Amazon deck fairly quickly. Plus, if you're a new player, new players get a ton of gems thrown at them. You get a lot of gems. So it's probably, I mean, if you really are a new player and your account's new, the 3 princesses, that can be tough. But hey, think of it this way: with 5Ds coming out tomorrow, we are getting a dream ticket, so that could be 1 princess. I mean, there are ways to do it. Plus, if I'm not mistaken, you can get princess through tickets from ranked duels. So it can happen. It'll take some work, obviously, but it can happen. Like all the other stuff, you can get fairly easy. I mean, just leveling up you get a lot of cards that way. You get Swordswoman, you get Queen, you get Paladin. There's a lot of good stuff. And then Onslaught's not hard to get. Then you can farm for a willpower. Everybody gets a dream ticket tomorrow. A dream ticket is essentially a ticket in which you can get almost any card that's available within the boxes in the game. Yes, Dre, go ahead and send the request. I'm trying to remember exactly where I ended up getting the princesses. I can look again, I just can't remember. I really have to look now. While I'm waiting for Dre to send me the request, I'll go look. Let's see. Oh, it's here. Let's see. Okay. There it is. It just now got to me. Come on, load, dang it. I have to look now. I apologize. I just have to. Because I actually don't even remember where I got Princess. Rank duels. Yeah, you can get it from rank. There you go. From the rank tickets. Yeah, the Elegant Mai and then the rank duels. And Elegant Mai is probably going to be back. So yeah, you can get it from rank duels. Okay, Dre, I'm coming back. Alright, final duel of the stream. Dre versus me. We're playing auto-created decks. Completely auto-created. And we're not even using abilities. So this should be weird. Yeah, Princess was Elegant Mai. Elegant Mai might be back, I think. Simply because I actually like that event. I don't know why. I guess maybe because Mai is one of my favorite characters. But I just really like that event. And plus, like I said, you could get it from... What's going on? You could get it from ranked tickets. Okay, I guess it didn't like us there. We'll try this again. You have herpes, Benia? What in the... Dude, that's not something you really want to tell us? Carl, no. Actually, no, that's not. I think that she's one of the better built characters. And I don't mean built as in her body. I mean, if you really look at the story, I mean, I actually like the way they developed her character. There were a couple of things I wasn't crazy about, but she seems to have a little more to her than some of the other characters. I'll say that. Shut up, Carl. I have an interesting starting hand. Let's see what I draw here. Ooh. Excuse me. That's an enemy controller down there. Well, no, it might not be an enemy controller. It might... I'm going to take a chance and end my turn. Jonas, there is usually always at least one or two things going on in the game. Like, there's usually like these minor events. Like right now, the minor event is every time you duel, you get like a bonus 1,000 duel reward point thing. Yeah, that is an enemy controller. And then usually they also have a larger event going. Like the Yugioh event just ended. And it's kind of strange now because today I think the reason why they didn't have anything as far as an event going today is because tomorrow 5Ds is hitting. So it's going to be really insane tomorrow. Oh, did the campaign already end? I didn't even check. But yeah, Yugioh's done. Yugioh finished last night. Ryoku! Ruh-roh! Well, I thought I still saw it. I thought I still saw the campaign thing because the campaign for the plus 1,000 is different from Yugioh. So Yugioh's done, but the bonus duel reward it should still be there. I don't know, dude. No, I can't let you do this. It's a dark, right? Okay. People are saying, though, that it's going to be... that Stardust is going to be an ultra rare in a box. Which is going to be kind of crap. Dre's like, oh man, I lost. Don't you dare surrender, Dre. Don't you do it. Take your L like a man. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's going to be in a box. Because somebody was talking about it a few days ago in one of the Facebook groups. But yeah, unfortunately, they're going to stick it behind a box. I mean, you would think Stardust Dragon. I mean, come on. Stardust is just connected to Yusei, and to stick it behind a box as an ultra rare, that was some BS. Good game, Dre. But yeah, that I just do not. I mean, I know why they're doing it again. It's money. It's always money. But I think that's really underhanded. That's just, it's one of those things like you kind of have to entice people to kind of stick with things. But that just bugged me. Not only that, but I'm telling you right now, I have a very, very strong feeling that because the new characters that come out tomorrow, they only go to level 30. But at level 30, whereas we used to get 300 gems, we're not going to get gems there anymore. We're going to get an ability or a card. And I'm thinking it's going to be an ability. I think it's going to follow in line with what they did with Yubel. It's going to be very much like that, and that's kind of going to stink. Yeah. Yeah, skills, that makes sense. I think that's kind of crap. I think I like, I mean, like, within the first 20 levels, skills, sure. Give us a few skills there, that's fine. But after that, I don't really like the skills. I don't like them as rewards for leveling up. I would much rather get them like from the ranked duels or from facing legendary duels. That's it. But yeah, well, we are over the 2-hour mark, so that means the show's over. But yeah, tomorrow, guys, tomorrow I will do a stream. It will be all about 5Ds. The whole stream, we're just going to do a deep dive and go and just look at everything. We're going to look at the box if we get a new box. We're going to look at all the stuff coming with 5Ds. It's going to be a complete show about 5Ds. Same time, 11:30 a.m. Central Time. I will see you all then. If you need any more information on the streams or on Discord, it's down in the description. We have our link to our forums there, which I actually just got a few more new members. I got like 6 new members last night. I don't know what happened. Crap on Konami in the stream. I don't know. I can't, again, dude, I can't really crap on Konami. I really can't. Because you have to remember, Konami is not a person. Konami is a business. It is a corporation, and their sole reason for existing is to make money. That is why. It's like, you don't get mad at a dog, for barking. I mean, you can, but it's kind of stupid. Because that's what dogs do. They bark. Same thing with a cat. If a cat scratches up for your furniture and you get angry, yeah, you can get angry at them, but it's kind of stupid. The cat has claws. The cat's going to do that. It's in their nature. That's what Konami does. They are a business. They are not your friend. They are not a person. They are a corporation that is here to make money, bottom line. That's it. That is their whole thing. So as far as getting angry at Konami for being Konami, I'm not angry. Do I think they could be a little friendlier? Yes. But again, like I've said many times before, they are a company and they're here to make money. If you hate on a company for trying to make money, you need to rethink that logic because it makes no sense. Anyways, like I was saying down in the description, we've got a link to our forums. We've got a link to my eBay page, which I still have stuff on there. And I'm sorry I forgot to put more stuff on there yesterday. I'll hopefully do it today or tomorrow. Also got our Discord link, our Patreon link, main website link, our Twitter link, all that other good stuff. I will see you guys tomorrow at 11:30. Until then,